Hello, good morning everyone. It's another episode of Just a Chat with Bunmi Alabi, and I'm super excited today because today is going to be over there because we are fully ready for them today.
Yes, so.
And I'm excited. Okay. Don't let me hype them too much. Don't let me scare them so that they won't feel like they're on hot seat. All right, so you're welcome on YouTube. I'm so sorry for those who couldn't watch this on Facebook Live. I want you to come here on YouTube to watch this. And please don't forget to like, to drop your comment, and also subscribe to this channel so that you can enjoy more of our video. So it's still the continuation of the episode we started last week on fatherhood and mental stress. But today, we are taking it to another dimension, which is I don't know how to even call the topic, only father versus only father. Abi, not only father, how do we do it? But at least we get gist along the line. So I'm excited to be here today, and MOG is here with me all the time, anytime supporting sis. You're welcome. MOG.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning. Yes, and we have again our papa, our brother, our daddy, our father, the perfect gentleman, Mr. David Akimbolejo. He was here last week and here today, and he promised to be here today again. So you're welcome.
Thank you for
Dada.
having me. It's a privilege to be sharing the same seat with great minds.
Great mind. It's a privilege to have our daddies in the house. And right here on my left, I have my one and only. He doesn't like me to hype him, but I will hype him because the only man that can make my head to turn when my head wants to do coconut egg. He knows the password. He knows the passcode to everything that enter into me. See, if you want to enter into me, just get the passcode from this man. He's the perfect gentleman. He's the man behind my smile. He's the man behind even this.
He's God behind your smile, though.
He's God. And let us hype you. We know you like the hype.
You're making you cry again.
We know you like the hype, but let us. You make me cry, boy.
I make you angry.
You make me angry.
Make you
If you make me angry, you have to balance it.
Don't say one side.
You have to paint it to make you.
Don't paint it. Don't paint it.
Don't worry. Don't let me be too early. It's too early for me to give it to you today. So it's a privilege to have Mr. Aki Alabi on the seat with us today. He's my husband.
Thank you for having me.
You're
welcome.
welcome. A pleasure. Good to have you. He's the one behind the camera, but today I said he must be here on this seat so that we can just rub minds together. It's just a chat. So all the chat we've been having behind the scene, we want to bring it here live, and I'm so excited to be here. So on the topic we have homely and unhomely. We know both of you are homely, but we have to make it real, and that's why I said I have to bring you here. I'm not saying you are not homely or understanding. You are homely, but I just want us to bring those things I've been talking about that I really wanted to see, to bring it here so that we talk about it, why you do some things that way. But let's just start from our daddy here, Mr. Akimbolejo. You're welcome.
Thank you.
Do you know the reason why? Thank you, Sam. Thank you. Where are you taking us to? I'm not taking. I wish your wife is here with us, but don't worry. We are going to, I think, rep. Yes, homely father. Ọlọ́run wá. Yes, that's your name. Ọlọ́run wá. You say Ọlọ́run má wá.
Ọlọ́run help.
Ọlọ́run help. God will help us. Yes. We. It's Father's Day. First of all, happy Father's Day to you.
Happy Father's Day.
We appreciate you. We love you. We celebrate you.
Yes.
You know, I think we just have one Father's Day in a year, but we have many Mother's Day. And they were saying, you know, they don't even know that there's Father's Day. Are you aware of that?
Yeah, aware.
You are aware?
It's you people that are not aware.
But you don't tell us now. You don't tell us.
Do you need to tell you?
Tell us in case we forget.
Yes,
If it were to be Women's Day, we would have been lauding it and talking about it, saying it everywhere. Hashtag Women's Day. We give it a topic, but you are just.
They are busy making money.
They're busy making money.
For you.
Who will spend the money? for us? Is it for us?
For us, I accept.
Yeah,
no problem.
accept. Okay.
But we too, we are working
please,
too.
You know that account number, please. First of all, to confirm that it is for us, please just make me smile once again now.
Sure, you will do
that. To confirm, this is the time that you know there are times that we need to get.
He's not with his phone here. It is not with his phone.
It's not with his phone. Okay, promise. I be so you are listening now. So
love is not about money now.
It's not all about money. It's not all about money.
Money, but at least something that always
money
boost the morale. Truth be told, if your husband gives you money, and he just
why can't you wife give
Madara, just spoil with money. Madara, you say you'll be surprised. Hey, you have a wife.
And that doesn't mean we don't love you, but at least it will ginger.
You are just this one. You are not saying anything. Okay, so I want to ask you a question. Let's start from there. Or let me start from you. You've been a daddy for like how many years now?
Maybe 12 years.
Maybe 12 years. 12 years. When did we get married? No, we waited for like
11 years.
You've been a daddy for 11 years. So could you just share your experience of fatherhood for those 11 years? Let me start from there. How has been the experience? We talk about fatherhood and mental stress. Have you gone through any challenges? How has fatherhood been for you for the past 11 years?
It's been fine. It's been exciting. Of course, it's a journey that you start with no experience. So you learn on the job. And it's been, for me, it's been fine. It's been challenging and it's been interesting. So it's not challenging. It's not challenging.
Are you sure it's not challenging?
It's not challenging.
Okay.
It's been interesting.
I'm coming back for you.
So being given the opportunity to
be a father,
to guide a child, and tutor the child to become someone, for me it's something very interesting.
Wow.
So that's my attitude towards it. This child is a project, and this project must succeed.
It's a project. That's very deep. This child is a project. Okay. Before we got married, actually, did anything actually change from when you were still a bachelor, and when you got married, and when you became a father? Did anything actually change?
Well, I think the only thing that will change is when you're a bachelor, you think about yourself.
Okay.
And when you're a father, you have to consider your child first when you're planning things.
Yes.
When you want to spend money, you also have to factor them in. Before, you can just buy things spontaneously, and it doesn't matter, you're okay. But now you have someone you are caring for, and his or her needs are also very, very important. So I have to make it priority. So the way you spend majorly is one of the things that will change. So for me, that's like the basic thing that changed.
Okay. Any mental stress?
Mental stress. I will have mental stress. Okay. God give me assignment, give me blessing. I should be having stress again. I can't be having stress. I can't be having stress for blessing. God is the one that
maybe he's sharing the stress on the part.
He says God gives blessing. Wait now.
Acknowledge it now.
Wait. The Bible says that the blessing of God. Finish it, please.
Comes without add no sorrow.
Add no sorrow. / sorrow is still equivalent to stress. So no sorrow, no stress. We are doing fine.
So remember you said we should make it real here.
Yeah, we are making it real now.
I remember there was a time we went to something.
Which thing?
Like on our son, there was a time that it was around that 2 years.
Okay.
Not 2 months that he had a kind of.
Okay, that he was not feeling fine. He was sick.
How did you feel? I still remember having. Maybe.
Oh, okay.
What you're saying.
Maybe
because I'm a mother that I easily remember that. But he has forgot. He was saying everything is no sorrow, no sorrow. I'm saying 11 years I've gone through. I won't say it is all rosy being a parent. So you guys, maybe because that's why you are here. Because maybe you didn't see the stressful part of it. You just get home, your children will be okay. They will prepare for school, food will be there. Your own is just to go and make money and bring money. You don't know the process of even raising those children. So that's why you think there's no stress. Please tell me, is there stress or not? How were you able to try to overcome the stress? So that I want you to cast yourself now, so that we start from there. You are saying that there is no stress.
There is still no stress.
Okay.
Everything is part of the journey. So okay, there was a time our son was ill for a while, and we had to go into the hospital. In fact, I remember we took him to the hospital maybe in midnight, probably like 1 a.m. And it was a very big challenge. But for me, it's not stress. I don't see it as stress. I just see it as it's part of life. You can't just have life is not just one smooth road like that. You have ups and downs, and you learn through that. In fact, we learned through that issue. But I remember when he was sick, they had to place him on oxygen mask, and he couldn't breathe well, so they placed him on oxygen mask. And the doctor just came briefly and was okay. There's nothing he could do. So the best they could do was just put him on oxygen, and they assigned one nurse to stay with us. The nurse was sleeping throughout. We prayed till dawn, because it was like, if you don't pray, you can just stop breathing anytime. So we have to pray till dawn, just make sure this child does not die till daybreak, when you can now get a specialist to now come and treat him, because he was still a baby. So for me, that was an experience, and it also challenged my faith and made me stronger too. So I don't see that kind of thing. I don't see as stress. So for me, I see fatherhood as an opportunity, as a blessing. I don't see any an adventure. And my final joy is to be able to see that child become something tomorrow, something great tomorrow. So that is what I'm looking forward to.
Well, it's a day I will never forget as well, because that day it was really it was something that was I've never experienced something as challenging, as stressful. It has never happened to me before, and thank God for the kind of person I have. Sometimes I look at him and see this guy doesn't get worried about some things. Me, I get worried a lot. Maybe that's why God even gave me somebody that doesn't really put things like the way he's seeing it as if it's part of life. But me, I was seeing it as if everything has everything has let loose, as in my life has crumbled, everything, because I was really mentally unstable. But I am still coming back to you to ask how you've been able to do it, because it has even really helped me a lot in a way. Because there are some times that I remember one of the things that one of my brother told me when I was telling him that, okay, this is the person I want to marry. I was just saying all those good things about him. He's a nice man, he's a gentleman. Did I ever tell you that I told my brother you are a gentle? I painted you as a nice person.
You didn't paint me, I'm a nice person.
Yeah, a nice person. And he was like, I told him that, okay, actually I know you are a nice person. So I told him that he's a nice man. So he now asked me a question. I said, this guy that you are even talking about that is good, does he not have some flaws, some shortcomings? I said, okay, actually he's good. But he might take some things nonchalant. He might be nonchalant at some things at times. As this attitude of his that he doesn't really get worried about things is something I was disturbed about. That will this person really care? Will he really be mindful of some things, of which that is his nature? Yes. But I was thinking maybe he wouldn't be a caring person. He wouldn't, but he's who he is, and God has made him to be that, so that he won't be worried. In fact, there was a time that the doctor told him, there was a time he had high BP, and the doctor was like, Mr. Alabi, this is unusual. You're someone that doesn't get worried about things, and what actually is happening? You understand? So God made it that way so that we can really balance things off. If your wife is getting worried, okay, God will give you somebody that will quench that worry, that will balance it off. So I thank God for your life. I bless God for your life once again. Even though at the beginning of our marriage, I was thinking maybe you were really not concerned, but that you're not being concerned, even though it has its other side, which I'm going to talk about, but at least the good side helped me to stay on balance so that I wouldn't put things on my head.
Yes, and what I could deduce from what he said, it's as when you are prepared for a journey, you've gotten a clue of what you will meet along this journey. When you get to that point, you won't really see it as a challenge like that.
But do we always see it ahead?
No, that is a grace. On his own part, because from when he was talking, I tried to get some things right. He has prepared his mind. do you hear what he said? He said, he see raising of a child as a project. You know, when you have a project, honestly, when you have a project, you wouldn't want that project to crumble. You will want to succeed. You will want to achieve your goal because you have a aim. So I think it's a grace, and I'm tapping from that. If we are all prepared
for the journey
ahead, and we've emphasized that this and this are what we will get along the way, and as you are getting to that point, you won't really see it. It's not that it won't shake you, but because you've prepared your mind, it has been in your mind, you won't really see it as something that will crush you. You will know that it's something I'm going to face, fight, because I know I'm going to overcome it. Because you have had it in your mind that whatsoever challenges it be, I will definitely overcome. So you won't really see it as something that will weigh you down. It's when we see unexpected things, even things that happen as in unexpected things. When we see it, it will be as in that force might want to pull you down. And while you are going down, that is when you see that the stress is too much for me. And why, as in, you will, as a human that will still want to move on. You'll find your way back again. But he has prepared his mind that something like this will definitely come out, and anything that comes out like that, I move on, I conquer it, and I move on. So that's what.
Thank you. I think another thing that's getting from what you said is, I think there are two things. One, the kind of job I do, I think also helps me to have that kind of mindset. So every time I go on to go and do a particular work, each work is a project. And doing that work, you will go through different challenges. Some things will work the way you planned. Some things will not work the way you planned.
And you have to still move on.
And you have spent money. And that money is tied to a day, is per day. So if you don't achieve what you said to achieve that day, the money you have spent for that day has wasted. So you don't have option. You must make sure you get it done that day, because the implication is that money will waste. You go and spend a new money afresh. So I remember there was a particular job I did, and that day I don't know what happened in Lagos. Maybe somebody came to Lagos. Maybe a government official came to Lagos, and there was huge traffic on the island. So I'd gotten to where I wanted to shoot the video, maybe from 10 a.m. Now I rented a car to use in the video. The car was rented for 250,000. That car got to the location 5 p.m. And we were supposed to start the shoot with the car. That's the plan. That the first thing we shoot is shoot the car after arriving in the car. That's when we draw the plan. Now the car that is supposed to come early since morning came 5 p.m. That's one. The person is supposed to bring some other props, like they're supposed to bring a telephone booth and also do some decor that we're supposed to use for the video. They came maybe 2 p.m. And normally it will still take them time to also do setups before we can use. So we're waiting for the person that was supposed to come and fly drone came late. So we were just like, what is happening? Everything was just scattering. But we have paid for the location that you want to use. So there is no returning of money. So you have to just say there's no matter what, this thing must work. Whether somebody has delayed, somebody has not delayed, it doesn't matter. Get yourself together. This thing must not fail. If you feel you are the one that is going to be in trouble at the end of the day. So this thing must find a way to work. If you have to reshuffle the ideas, you must just find a way to work. So eventually, I have to find a way to work. I don't want to go into so much detail so that I will not bore you with details. But let me just say one. I remember we were supposed to. The idea was that if the car was driving, then we'll use a drone camera to shoot the car from above. The car coming in. Of course, when the car came, they said the car was doing over 18 because of the hold up. It was an old car. So those cars cannot stay long in hold up. It's doing over 18. So the car was doing over 18, so we couldn't move. So they almost practically pushed it to the location where we were. So by the time they parked it, they can't even move it from where it was parked. And normally we are supposed to drive. They're supposed to drive that car in. So that means I just say, okay, let's even leave it. Sebita has even arrived. Let's forget about the car being driven in. Let's just shoot it. It has already arrived there. But the original idea is still remains the same, that I want this car to drive in the video. So what did I do? The drone took the shot of the car from above. So when we got to the editing process, I now thought that okay, I can play a trick. I can take I can make a still picture of the car from above, because there's something I always do with pictures. I know how to move pictures. So if I make the car a still picture, so I now crop the car out of the background. You get from above. Yeah. So I cropped the car only. I cropped it out. So when I cropped it out, and I moved it in the computer myself in the computer. So I just moved it just 4 seconds. I just moved it a bit, and it worked. It looked as if it was actually moving. That a drone captured the car moving into the shot for real. So when I sent the video to the artist, that was like, when did this happen?
Because it was on the
because the car didn't move, and you didn't drive the car. I mean, is it when they bought the car that you shot this? And I know that I don't go see it. So even though I had a way I wanted to do everything initially, when life happened and everything is scattered, I still found another way to achieve it, even with less stress. So for me, for every song, I imagine every job you are doing, there's always issues. So I'm always facing issues every time I work. That will stare me in the face that this job you won't succeed, you will not come out well, it will fail.
Thank God for that resilient spirit that has helped in your work, and thank God that we would love to see that even in the home, which is what we desire. That is why we are here. Thank you for the.
Okay, yeah. The second thing, second point. I just remember the second point I wanted to say.
Okay.
That I also always think that okay, there was a time I was sick and I was feeling maybe I'll even die myself. I just feel that die. If God has not said I will die yet, I won't die. If God has still has plan for me in this earth, in this world, nothing. No matter how life-threatening this sickness is, I will not die. I just took my mind off it, even though it was something that normally you should be stressed about, I should be worried about. I just took my mind off it. That forget, if it's not my time, it's not my time. Nothing they happen. Like Two-Face will say that nothing they happen, and eventually it shall passed.
Mind you, that time that I was sick, he didn't tell me that I was already thinking of death too. I was sleeping on the same bed. I mean, your inside, your belly deep, you know, gym. And you know, after you now confess, he say, after you overcame he was not telling me. Then I would just see him, he would just be looking at his children. He wouldn't even be looking at me. But that got me worried then. It was having that challenge then. Just be looking at his children, he won't sleep at night, just be looking at them. So
we don't learn yet.
But last week when we talked about learning how to ask a husband's question and the way to make them talk is very, very important. You understand? Even though I was thinking of that, but thank God he was able to. Because I was scared, because thank God for the kind of person he is. If you had told me that I was already thinking of that, I'll go straight to Baba God, I just got to tackle your money, but just thank God for that grace. Let me come to you, our daddy, our dada. Fatherhood for how many years now, and how has the experience been?
Fatherhood for me would be like December 12 this year, or 4,
12.
sorry. December 4 this year,
Wow.
make it 12 years.
Wow.
I got married, and then the next 9 months, in the course of after my marriage, the Lord helped us. My wife got her pregnant, and so my marriage is as old as the fatherhood experience. So it's been awesome, great, challenging. But you see, when we talk about stress, these are another things I want us to also put to mind. Stress is not all negative in the concept of it. When we say stress, people think of is a bad thing. You know, so we have to go. Stress is normal. In fact, that's the way they put it. They say stress is normal. However, our perspective to issues, like what we were sharing, we now determine how we relate to those stress. You know, in this part of the world, you see, when we get to the bridge, we'll cross it. But some people have crossed it before they even get to the bridge. So, and they operate like that, you understand? So our perspective about the issues will determine how we relate. I mean, I say, use the opportunity to also talk to women. I normally tell my wife, I say, see, it's good. There's a general trait about women. But at the same time, you can choose to be different. Just like Esther in the Bible. All right? What Esther did, some men cannot even do it. To carry that boldness. And today, how many women are labeled their name as a chapter in the Bible? Esther, Ruth. And also, I say you can choose. It's a matter of choice. So some of the things you worry, that's what I'm going to know. What you worried about is unnecessary. So you see men that keep quiet because when they tell you those things, they know your mood. It's going to cause a lot of they will not be managing you again. So now when they keep quiet, it's wisdom. So because I hear people say, we should keep everything from your wife. I say it's wisdom. I heard a man of God, Bishop Oyedepo, he said at the early day of his ministry, when prosperity does not message does not match with physical things, yet God said prosperity, people mock him. He said it was in a meeting that the only thing the speaker was two of them. The only thing the speaker did not mention is his name. Everybody knew he was talking about him. He said his morale was down. He was what? He said, but I didn't share with my wife. That's where I'm going. He said, I didn't talk to her about it until it became a testimony. Even the person now came and we are not gisting. He said, because if I share with her, it could be possible that we say, you might not be able to forgive him for long. That this close person is talking to you about my husband. So sometimes when we don't share those things with you, it's wisdom for us to protect you. Not because we are shedding, we are trying to cover negative things. So it's a skill on its own. So in the course of life, we've seen how we prepare and see how the whole thing is land. But some people, it is when it happens, the whole thing scatter. Let me give you an example. We have, I think I've shared sometimes one of the programs I prepared to minister. There was a fire outbreak in my house in the course of our marriage. I mean, the generator caught fire. Okay. And I was in the sitting room, just got back from work, and I was trying to just listen to news. And I saw a fire on the window. I said, what is this? I saw a reflection. By the time I got out, I saw the whole generator engulfed with fire. I thought it was only me, then my wife. Oh boy. The women in the house, they scatter my brain. I wanted to take it gently. Hey, baby, oh, hey, yeah. So those noise was now triggering something inside of me. I was also
confused.
So until I took my boat stand, so this thing is not ordinary, and I switched. You this one brought a keg of water, brought soap, brought a man. As I'm pouring, the thing is increasing, and then I just heard. I just heard the generator. And there was a handheld because I had big one, I had small one. It was a small handheld I used. I just carried it and I fling it, pull out from with light, with fire, and then those flinging time, it now spilled. What's it called? Petrol on the floor, and then it was directly to my neighbor's car. Wow! Who is a remote control? Is a button. The key has been carrying to office. It was brother's car who traveled and parked there. Wow. Toyota Highlander. My mind was that was how I knew something has to be done. All the women in the house, they have scattered the whole ground. They went out. They were shouting. Everybody was coming with fire extinguisher. When they came on the scene and they saw me, they were watching. I switched. I mean, I spoke in tongues like I never prayed before, and I saw the fire went back to the original source of the generator and it quenched. People that brought with fire it will not fire extinguisher. They were watching. In fact, one of them now called my wife later and said, when I heard your husband prayer, it was at the deliverance service. But what I'm saying is that you see their perspective. If I didn't take that stand, if I was moved by the way women, you understand, I would have lost my control. So I buy into it. Perspective to issues. So when we see issues of life trouble some people and doesn't trouble some people, go and check what the person is carrying. Perspective change or differs. That's just it. But it's been an adventure. We're very candid. When it shows up, we learn, we pick up. Do we get worried as a man? Yes, we do. But then we see how to conquer it at the end of the day, and we stay back because we have to provide what leadership. They have to see us doing something. We have to see us providing leadership. So it's been an something we're still learning. It's not
okay. God will help your learning skills, and God will help us to be able to respond better to you. So homely. You know, a lot of women complain, or should we say complain, or what? They just told us their mind, and we are here to represent them. That most of you men, you are not homely enough to create support system for your wives at home. You know, women, you know, we because of the way we are wired, we can't really take up, as we can't really accommodate stress without it telling on us. It tells us on us so much that it shows on us. It makes us age, and you know, at least we always try to look good, to still look presentable to you. But you know, apart from some other things, apart from maybe some biological features, some things also age us easily, which is stress, mental stress. You understand? So a lot of women die in silence because, at least you know of the story of Osinachi that died because of the abuse from the husband. You know, aside from the physical abuse, emotional abuse, you know, not being emotionally there for your wife could be draining at times. You know, women go through a lot of things. Fine, we've talked about the men, what men go through. You thank God for the grace God has given to you to be able to bottle up things. But we can't bottle. That is who we are. We can't really hide things. It tells on us so much. So, and some men, they can't really be of support to their wife. Let's talk about maybe domestic support in the home. We wake up in the morning, take care of the kids. Some people even see it as if it is the work of a woman to cater for the home. Everything that has to do with the home is the work of the woman, that man should even go.
CEO.
Man CEO. Whatever you like to call it. That the only thing man does is just to go out to make money, bring money. But see, the truth is, things have changed now. We don't want to stay at home again. We want to go out. We want to be at the forefront. We want to go into politics. We want to go and be CEO as in office. Sit down there. The money you are making, which we want to go and make the money. Can we even switch role for a while and say, okay, you be the CEO of the house, be taking care of them, be cooking for me, as in take care of the children. Can we even swap role for a while? As in, why are we having difficulty in men doing something?
I think the swapping role will start from men getting pregnant.
If
you can do that one, then you do the others too.
What we are trying to say is support. We are not
system.
really trying that we want to switch, but support.
Okay, let me even start from you. Why do you believe that women are the CEO, that should be the controller general of everything that has to happen in the house? Whether the house is the upkeep of the house, there's food stuff at home, there's who has laid that rule that men cannot, as in that women should be the one to wake up to take care of the kids? Who has said that man cannot do that? Who has made that rule? Because me, I know that I except of recent, I've never seen you bathe those children before, except last week. Thank God for just a chat. See, just a chat is doing a lot of things. When I saw my husband bathe my son last week, I was like seriously, have I ever seen him? Have you done it before?
I can't remember now.
Have you done it before? When you saw like 7 children in the house, I was the only one catering for those seven children. My husband had to wake up and he just helped with the son. But why I appreciate that, because I want to see more. I want him to do more. That's why I'm appreciating. So why do you feel it is the woman's thing that should be nurtured? Who has laid that rule?
That is God that laid that rule.
No, for where? Pastor.
You ask him, let him.
It says, I will make you an helpmeet. Helper. I will help you to carry your load. So we'll give you an helper. That's see the word now. It's not just any word, not even companion.
Helper to do what?
To help you.
To help you in do what?
Every area
okay, what are you doing? What are you doing? That you want us to help you?
Let him give expression to what he wants to give expression to. So we're able to
express himself. So what kind of helper?
See, a woman is designed. See, when you are saying when you want to or when you're in the kitchen cooking, nobody forces a woman to go to the kitchen to go and cook. It's in their nature.
Sezu.
It's in their nature. It's their nature to
do
care.
It's their nature to eat. So men don't
provide,
eat. Wait, to provide for what? So men can. Why can't men be a provider? Why can't men be a
provide?
Don't you get hungry?
Another angle, from another perspective, we provide. Men now.
Men provide.
Yes. We provide shelter, we provide protection, we provide resources, and some other things.
We provide security. And we don't come and meet you and tell you, why can't you do this? Because we know nobody told us it's our job. Nobody tells a dog to go and be guarding the house. He knows. Wait now. Nobody tells a dog that when a stranger is coming in, you should go and meet that stranger.
It's an instinct.
It's an instinct. He has been put that way. Whereas a goat, put a goat in the same house, nothing concerns goats.
Yeah, true.
A goat is just a waka. Nothing concerns chicken. It's just a waka. But a dog knows that he's in charge of that territory. And even when you leave the gate, if a stranger enters now, and stranger leaves that goes out and leaves the gate of the house, the dog will not do anything again because he knows you have left my territory. I am responsible for my territory. That's how we dog thinks.
Okay. So just hold dog, calm down. Is it an instinct of a dog to know that I'm supposed to take care of the house?
Yes.
Thank God that God now made us higher animal that has higher knowledge and intellect than dog than animal.
Yes.
And as higher animal we have basic need. You know that as human people, as man, you know that you need sex. Nobody tells you that it's time for you to go and have sex with your wife. When you are hungry, nobody tells that you come and it's your instinct that tells that you are hungry. What you need so those are the basic things that you know that your instinct tells you to do. So why can't your instinct tell you that let me go to the kitchen and put on the gas and cook also?
Very good question. You don't tell your instincts what to tell you.
It comes natural.
It comes
natural. That is why it is instinct.
So why that natural instinct comes and tells you that the process.
That's why you now you go and ask the person that made the instincts.
Okay.
Because it's a program. You can't be asking this camera now. Camera, why are you not playing music? Or why don't you have radio? It's not programmed to have radio. The only thing it's programmed to do is to record video and sound. It's not programmed to now say, you should have video or you should have CD player, whatever. That is not its programming. So you don't demand something that's not a program to do from it. So when you are saying,
you have something to say.
Yes, but I also think that supporting your wife it's not a crime.
Of course, it's not.
And it's not something that someone has to force you to do.
Yeah.
It's to support, because you said earlier, we are to help
us.
And if I want to help you, you are here now, sitting down. Maybe you trying to stand up and you'll be finding it difficult to stand up. That is when I can help you.
Yeah.
So we are to support whatsoever you have started. That is what it means.
Yeah.
And you agree to that.
I agree.
Man, do you even know what I'm even really not agreeing with? As in, who has made that rule? Because you are saying that that's what I'm not a feminist. I'm not a feminist actually, but that's what the feminists are trying to guide against, that what a man can do. Why can't a woman do? You are saying the man should go out and provide for what? Excuse me, I can choose to go and work.
You can do now. Nobody like some women now. You see women driving kekemawa.
Yes, so don't say maybe.
In fact, I prefer to enter kekemawa don't give my women just to support them. So don't. I want you to just erase that mindset that it is the woman that should be in the kitchen.
Let me help.
Take that mindset, please.
Now, this is a point.
Okay.
For a woman to be a help, if you say somebody should come and help you carry something on your head, you will still carry the larger parts. Because he's helping you to put on your head. So you just carry. So he's put a support. Now, when you break it down, it differs from home to home. When you break it down, what does this support entails? You begin to see, okay, you help in this area, you help in that area, I will do in this area. But I don't want us to characterize or sum it up that is who made it. It's different from home to home. Some people, they are good at something. Some people are not good at it. So when you are good at one, doesn't mean that the people that are good at it will now be looking down on people that are not good. Of course, we can learn.
But do you know that some people can choose not to do it?
Yes.
No. I agree.
Because of this mindset that, it is somebody's duty to do this.
Because this is the exception I took, sir. This is the exception I took. If you are coming from the home or outside and you meet your wife, for example, carry baby, carry everything in the kitchen, is helping, and is cooking, preparing for you. A love naturally should. But let me see and say, you carry baby, you have to do everything. You alone, you just sit down in the parlor, cross your leg, and expecting food. You should naturally say, let me go and help to see if I can carry the baby to help her or do something. I understand that aspect. But some men will not do that because is where I'm going. One, because of our culture, which to a large extent has to be addressed. In a perspective of cultures of people marry in those days to provide support so that they can have people to help them in the farm. They put them and all of those stuff. But the reality is that, did God design it that way? Did God made it that way? What is the original intent in the heart of God when he said, come to be a support? And then if you are providing, it is not one side. It has to be total. It has to be holistic. I've seen some men who go to sleep without checking their house.
Whether it's locked.
Whether it's locked. And you say you are providing leadership.
My husband has done it before. You have done something like that before.
It could be mistake. I'm talking about consistently.
He did it sometimes that I had to address. I told her, but sometimes you could be tired.
Yeah, that's
maybe just come back from work and he's tired, and how to tell. I was thinking. I think there was something that happened sometimes that maybe our document was flipped around, and we're not arguing that. Why can't you take care of this document? In my house, it is our daddy that takes. That keeps it. So it will not say, in my own house, it is my mommy. But later, we argue a lot about that. And later I now realize, okay, fine. I could be more, we might be on the same level by not being keeping things like that, but mine is still better. I know how to look for things very well. If I used to complain that I have a big, because I have a big guy, that I can easily find it. Something will be under this table and my husband will say he can't find it. So I know how to keep things very well. But since he has that mindset
that's the way God has programmed women too.
To be able to find things.
They can find things.
Can you imagine?
It's true to be very
clear. Go and do sampling.
Between woman and man, who switch faster?
Who switch?
Yes.
To adapt.
Switch in terms of, for example, you can get into the house. The woman can through the house and see many things. We don't see like that. We are going and we are focused. Maybe we are tired, we go to the refrigerator. There are some
men like that, because like me, it's the issue of locking the door that's made me remember this.
Yes,
in my house, my daddy will still make sure, after checking the old doors and ensure that everywhere is locked, my dad will still go to our room to ensure that we are all sleeping well. Ask my husband if you have ever done that before, maybe to even check on the kids whether they are
program the man to be
this kind of program.
There's a program that we said it is the man that should be doing word round and security check.
I think what you guys want to get is this. Can we get some level of support domestically?
Yes.
It's simple. Just ask for it now.
There's no. I understand the area you are going because it will help us. That's talking from your perspective. It will help us. It will help us to. Okay, some men might not see it that way, and by the time you begin to talk about it, so that please give me support, help me help this. And mind you, not every woman has service as their own love language.
But majority of
not.
I've been what do you feel?
Not every woman. You see, you are saying it. Some women, their own love language is not come and help me in the kitchen. You come into the kitchen, you are spoiled their day. Yes. Some women, they don't want anybody. They don't want what I provide for you. They have their own love language. Do you understand? So I can perceive from your angle, your love language is service.
No, but those women believe that they will even create more. As in the men, they allow them help them.
To do it,
they will cause more havoc.
Like my husband, I can't even allow him to do something. maybe it's because I'm a perfectionist.
Because he has not been doing that, or you think he doesn't know how to do it.
Probably maybe because we believe that okay, you can't do it very well to my satisfaction. Like maybe with that house check or whatever, it might not even. That sometimes I might even forget to lock something, but me, I will make sure I check everything instinctively and make sure that okay, it's perfect. You understand? As I would do it very well.
What kind of person you are?
Yes, and that's why God brought the two of you together.
Something can be learned, like in the aspect of cooking. That is his worst area. I know the time. You can't learn it, but you know, there's some things that you do.
At what age?
At what age? At what age can't you learn?
When I have a cook as a wife.
I resign to
Why you don't do what you love to do? Is it that you
But sometimes you know, sometimes it makes it to be romantic. Sometimes when your husband helps you do something, I say okay.
That was the word though. Romantic.
I want to give you breakfast. I will breakfast on the bed. Just breakfast for me on the bed. See, these are the things, little things that matter.
No, to be very candid, it's obvious. It's very obvious. Your love language is service. You like to be helped. So it's very obvious.
Can you hear that?
Pick the message. Mommy loves to be service.
Okay.
Once in a while, you can provide that.
Okay, good.
And dazzle her.
Yeah.
When she doesn't even expect it. I know. And that's what she doesn't expect. But I'm telling you, don't let us generalize it.
Okay.
That men should go and provide support for their wife in the kitchen. There are other aspects of support.
Like
that's what I want
no, it's just for home generally, like children.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, like there was a thread we read last 2 weeks ago about a man that maybe the son was sick and he went to the pharmacist to get prescription to buy drugs, and the pharmacist was okay, I'm not going to give this to you, let me give it to the mother, believing that the mother will be more
give more attention
to the child, and the father was like, what do you mean? That why can't I care for my, why can't I do the same? Why can't you give it to me? It's my child. You understand? So he now posted that it's a kind of cultural thing that women should be more natural, they are the ones that are more attentive to a child. And it was like, why can't the father be that too? You understand? So that's what really brought up this, that at least both father and mother should be a
It's our children.
It's our children, it's not mine alone. You understand? So I think that's the so it's not about cooking alone. Cooking is just one aspect of it. Children, taking care of it, being mindful of
they are available for them.
Available for children. Sometimes I intentionally tell my husband that maybe I'll tell him that I'll tell the children to go and give that when they are disturbing me for something. If sometimes they come to me, maybe the father is somewhere there and they will still come to me, Mommy, could you help me do that? I say, your daddy is there, go and meet him. You know, I intentionally tell them to go and meet, so because they are already getting used that it is our mommy that will do this, she's the one that's always, but I wanted to create that balance, and that is where we're talking about, okay, when these children grow old, who do they get to be closer to more? I have 2 male children. I wish they are closer to their dad even more than me, because you know they are the same gender, so they can relate easily. So I wanted to create that balance. So I intentionally make sure that they go to him for help, to talk together as father to son. You know, so I don't want to take the place of a father for them. So I was being intentional about that. So that's what I'm talking about. So it's not just about food, or there are some other things, being there for your child. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, you know, in line with what you're saying, that sometimes women are looking at their husband to provide that kind of leadership. Even when my wife tells me, tell him. I said, can't you also tell him? You understand? So over time, I get to realize that they understand that kind of leadership coming from the father. So at the beginning, I said, you can also talk to them. Now they know your children. I mean, so, but later I get to understand that in the course of my research and learning, that when it's coming from their father, there is a kind of receptions from the children. That is my daddy. You understand? That's a word. So that's actually what they are. Not that women cannot say, go and do this, or women cannot. You understand? But if it's coming from their father, there's this that is my daddy, is my daddy. Yesterday, for example, your son was he made a card and he was looking forward to seeing you. And I was In fact, that was it was a lovely thing for me. He was not so happy that he didn't see you at home.
You couldn't sleep.
You understand? So I want to give you this car. I made it for my dad. I said, what? So your wife has to tell him, no, daddy is coming. Don't worry. When daddy comes, this morning my daughter still referred to that card. I said, wow, I love that card. He made it for his dad. You understand? There is this bond already. Is already like he's saying.
Yeah, when he woke up this morning, while he was dressing, his dad was still sleeping. He said, oh, the daddy didn't happen to see the card. I said, yeah, see it though. See, and thank God he now displays it.
I spoke, I heard him. So I mainly told him, and I told him I've seen it though. It's very lovely. That's
what you wanted to hear.
Now, I think it's going to
Is it that you have not told him it's good? Is it that you have not told him? So
yes,
it's already that's what I'm portraying. So there is something about that, and is God's design. When the Lord put it there, it's for a purpose. He didn't ask woman, where art thou? It was man he asked. Adam, where are you? But the whole scenario that happened was propelled by the woman. But God didn't. He knows it was woman, but he just to ask the woman, the man. You understand? So that leadership and that grace that the Lord has given to man is actually what will be of good help if all men can see, which I want to just appeal to all the men, that there is a part that you have to play when it comes to this childbearing or child raising, that can never be substituted by anything from your wife. It has to be only you. In fact, there are some certain things that cannot be gotten anywhere except from the wife. For example, I read that there's a particular hormone that is only available in the breast milk that is responsible for the responsibility of the kind of things, the makeup of a man when they grow up. You see some men, they fidget like this. It says it's from childhood. They miss out some. So you are a woman now, you are hearing me. You are the type that you are busy, you don't do breast milk. Do it now because you will see the efficiency of it. I read it, it's psychological, it's medical. Man cannot provide that. So when he said, okay, maybe you start from when the man become pregnant, it's God's design. And God will help us. We try our best.
So in addition to what you said, for example, if you go to school meetings, you see 98% of the parents that will be there, they are women.
Yeah, true.
You get. And I deliberately go to such meetings because I didn't get it when I was young from my own parents. So I said, okay, no, I will not allow that part. I will not put that part because I knew how I felt. Missing out on those things. That's I don't want these children to also feel the same thing. So I know maybe when they are doing end of the year party or those kind of things, and they are doing presentation of gifts, or they want to even present maybe a play or whatever, and your child is part of it. If you go to that, when you go to the event, you will see our child, you'll be scanning the crowd, looking for us.
Very true.
You know, when they see us like this,
the morale will change.
They will be happy. So for me, that's the very big deal. Normally, if I say, I don't have time, your wife, go and attend to that one. But I know that, okay, the husband's presence too can make a huge difference for that kid. So to that extent, we concur to that. Oh, it's a me and you thing. It's not just a wife's thing to take care of. So once in a while, yes, we can come in and help, but don't come and make that thing now become permanent job for us because we help today.
Okay.
Because we help today. Now say, Alpha, so how to be permanent job now? For help now. That's the permanent.
That's the area. Very true. You know, I mentioned in the first show that that's one of the things that makes some men to just, they relax. Absolutely, they don't get involved because they have shown that for support. You gotta do it now. So that
that is for women that take advantage of that. But if you can
let it come natural.
If you can do it, if you can do it as a man, why can't you? If you can cook, like there was somebody that told me that his husband prefers to be cooking because he loves to cook.
He loves to.
You understand? You understand? Now me that my husband doesn't love to cook,
and I love to
go
cook.
There, and as me I don't love to cook.
But you love to cook.
God has made it like I love to cook. So God will not go and do somebody that doesn't have to cook for her.
I'm losing fast food every day.
You know, so the third matter is our background and what we're exposed to.
Yeah,
as early child.
Like you, I know you cook for your children. You know, many a times I tell your wife that how about these children? Won't they go and cook for them? You know, and I see that confidence in her that my husband is with them. They will eat. There was a time he said, my husband is going to make amala for the children. If not that, I had to be saying, I'm jealous, so I wish my husband, there are sometimes that, you know, we see that there are things we love in some men. There's no woman that won't love his husband to know how to, even if you know how to cook. Yeah. You understand? But God doesn't give it like that. He gives you
the other area that he's also good.
So when you see it in that way, that okay, my husband to ask things that okay, she too will wish that, oh, I wish my husband asked it. So when you see it in that aspect, you don't compare. You understand? So for you, what has really helped you? Because I see that doing that is really, really very comfortable for you, something you love to do. So what has really helped you to do that?
Maybe my background, first of all, you know, growing up, I saw my dad doing that for my mom. It wasn't a stress at all. In fact, it was something we have to follow him to do for her, which you didn't have to follow my dad to do it for. We are going to the farm. Oh, we are going to get this to make sure everybody is comfortable in the house. So naturally, it was easy for me to copy him. Thank God for God, you know. And then growing up, if there's anything I appreciate God for in my dad, that's one of the area, you know. So it was very easy for me. And then also my mom. My mom didn't train us to be. This is Ishoburi. This is You are available in the house. You can do this. Go and get it done. My immediate younger sister, you know, I remember one time wanted to make soup, and then when I was in primary school, I just can picture what happened. And then he had some small change, so he wanted to escape to go and carry the pepper to go and grind in a, you know, normal error or whatever. And my mom spotted her. I said, "Where are you going? Come and grind with your hand."
Wow.
You understand? With stone. You understand? That's what we are used to. Because my dad said, "No, that taste is different. You must provide it." You know? So that becomes easier for us. Even when we get to Lagos, you understand, there was an issue sometimes that was immediate. I made it. It was easy for me to just provide. Do you understand? It was just before you go and come back, the pepper is ready. So for me, it was a background. It was my exposure, early day exposure in life that helped me. So I don't talk down on people who don't have that privilege. You understand? It's just a privilege for me at that time, and then it becomes part.
But can it be learned?
Yes, it can. If it's something that you desire.
Okay, like me, if I desire it now,
yeah, you can talk to your daddy. Daddy can learn.
Yes,
it's possible. You can.
It's something I desire.
It is something I desire. You know, I tell you that
it can be learned.
Yeah, you know, it's something that I like act of service now. It is something I desire, and I've been saying it several times. But you seem not to be listening. But I'm saying it now, and thank God that you are hearing.
You talk to my commander.
Thank God you are hearing it
from
from somebody.
You talk to my commander.
Who is your commander?
God is my commander. So God can.
If you the commandee is not ready to be commanded, you know, there's no way it can really work.
God can.
So if the commander grabs him,
yes, he can even put a desire in me. He can.
Very true.
Yes, that's because whatsoever how we want to mold our husband. When we talk to the Creator, He knows how to do that.
Well, that's a point 100%. For you women. Please, the key to handling the heart of your husband belongs to God. Even your spouse, even whether a man or a woman, the key to handling them to remote control. You know, there are sometimes, you know, I put out a post some days ago that there are some sister-in-laws, some mothers that want their husbands to do some things to them, and if that person now do it for his or her wife or the wife, they will say, he has manipulated, he's manipulating my son, don't you you know. But you as a person, you wish your husband to do that for you. But honestly, there's nothing God should undo a man or a woman that is not really behaving in the way you want. If God should undo the person, you put it in God's hand, anything can change. That's the point I want women to say. Even husband, if you want your husband to do a particular thing, go back to the Creator. It's the Creator that knows. He has the manual, he has everything. Even if you don't understand him, go to him. He knows how to control him to the desire of your heart, and he can do it.
Okay, thank you. When I was talking, I remembered something that came to my mind about you are asking who designed it must be woman being in the kitchen and all those stuff. If you read Proverbs 31 woman, that's one of her attributes. The Bible says he wake up before other people and he prepare meal for his household. All right, even the people that are with him, I cherish you because you have that as a privileged grace to know how to. But some women, let them learn. It's important. Some women doesn't know. I've heard of someone. I have someone who will be calling. Okay, I put water on the fire now. What next? You want to cook rice? What next? That kind of woman is a big project for the husband. If he doesn't, you understand? So there is a part of you that formed that womanhood that you must provide. I mean, you must wake up early to make that happen. So, like daddy say, it doesn't mean because daddy does it. Now you now be saying, you are not cooking today, and you lie down in your bed, or you are not doing something, you lie down in your bed. You know, so it's not supposed to be that. It should be something that should be once in a while support.
Yeah, when you know
and
that
you know that it
needed.
Yes, I agree.
Needed, and when it's not even so, when it's not needed, like surprise.
That's what when it's needed.
But when you know that this woman is going through a lot of stress already,
and if I come in this aspect, it can relieve her.
Yes, don't hesitate, please, as a man. So we need to really strike a balance. Yes, it's been an amazing time, and I believe we really had a really wonderful time today. Any last word from our guests? Our daddy in the house.
Everybody will share different points, so the listeners or the viewers should take the lessons from there and apply to their life the one that is appropriate to them.
Okay.
What I would just say is that every home is unique. Your spouse is unique. You are the one that knows your spouse better than any other person. So you want to try and understand who your spouse is and where you can come to be of help in that area. It could be learned, it could be something you also take a listen here to him or her, and then say because it's fine. But because of the subject we are discussing has to be man. So men out there, things can be better if you take a time to listen to your wife and whatever make her happy. I love language, speak it. It will be very lovely.
Thank you very much. And to you?
I would like to say this, that women, don't take advantage of your men. And the men, please, when it's needed for you to support your wife, please do not hesitate.
Thank you very much. And from me, any skill can be learned and unlearned. Any old habit, or maybe the way, don't say this is the way I was raised, this is the way we do in our home, whatsoever. Your home is different, your home is unique, like you rightly said. You are building, you are creating your own, your own template yourself with your wife. So if you know that your wife has a lack in something, try and build the strength, try and work together to see how you can make a team that will build a better home, something that at least each person from different angle is going to benefit from it, and you are not going to wear each other home. You are there to support each other and to raise a better and functional home. So be a support system to each other, learn new skills that will help your marriage to work better. Thank you very much for being a part of this. Thank you everyone for supporting us. Thank you, Mr. David. Thank you, Mr. Alabi, aka Prof Daddy. Thank you, MOG in the building, my cloth plug. Yes, she made this for me. Yes, you can see. Thank you very much. Until we come your way again next week for another interesting episode, please stay refreshed and make sure you take care of yourself because you are important. Thank you. Bye.
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 Thank you.